How you like being at the deepest position on the team with all that competition?
Oh, it's great. It makes everybody better. There's a lot of great players in the room. There's a lot of great players on defense. It's fun to play with.
What was your reaction, I guess, just take away from the first scrimmage?
I thought it was good. I thought the defense did really, really well. The offense had some long drives, and we were able to stand and hold strong. I think that we played together. There weren't a lot of mistakes, so we didn't beat ourselves. And I think that overall it's a good scrimmage. Looking forward to build off on it this week, and then have a good one on Saturday, I believe.
How you feeling? Is it good to be you again?
I'm feeling good. Still got some room to go, but I'm feeling good.
What's the difference in maybe the way that they want to use you versus the last staff?
This staff, I'm playing with the Sam backer, which is like a nickel, but we're using different personnels. And I also do some third down stuff at the dollar, which is essentially like the will in that situation. So I'd say that the main difference is I'm kind of like focused towards that Sam, like that outside the box, outside backer type thing. Whereas with the last staff, I still did some stuff in the box too, on first and second down.
Who else from the linebacker core impresses you?
I think everybody's impressed in their own ways. I think in the scrimmage specifically, I think Brady Pretzloff, who's a freshman, thought he had a great day. I mean, he had an interception on his first play. So I thought he had a great day. I think everybody in the room has had moments, and like I said before, or like you said, I guess you could say, it's a really deep room, really great room. Everybody's smart too, so it makes everybody better.
You've only played 5 games in the past 2 seasons, and with the linebacker room being so deep, I mean, just what are you hoping to prove this year or showcase?
For the team,
Yeah,
or for myself?
specifically.
For the team.
Yeah, or I mean, what are you hoping to prove either to the team?
Well,
or to
I think for the team, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about the voices inside the building. So I think we believe that we can achieve a lot, but at the end of the day, it's about execution. So effort, and then the wherewithal, and then at the end of the day, it's about executing. So I mean, effort's one thing, and knowing what to do, but at the end of the day, you have to go and execute. And I think that we don't just want to do that; we believe we can, and we're going to work to do that the entire year.
I guess specifically with you though, what do you hope to prove either to yourself or to the coaching staff?
I mean, with myself, I've accomplished a lot when I've played, but I mean, that's in the past. So for me right now, I want to be able to go out and do the best that I can do, because I know the best I can do is really good. So at the end of the day, that's what I work to every single time I can step on the field, to be the best I can be.
Does your experience, the versatility, go back a few years, nickel safety and now linebacker, did that help you make the transition to a new defensive staff and being able to learn?
I think it definitely helps a lot because no matter the scheme, just understanding football, having played in a lot of places allows me to kind of pick up things easier. And then on top of that, once I learn what I have to do, I'm able to learn what other positions have to do easier because I've played it in the past. So I think that'll translate to any defense I'm in.
How much? Go ahead, Stan.
Well, when you look at your room, Darius, is there there's like depth numbers-wise, but also do you feel like there's different like skill sets in there and maybe more diversity of abilities than you guys have had in a while?
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of unique in their own way. I think some guys are better than other guys at some things, but I mean, at the end of the day, everybody can play ball. I mean, I think Coach Rossi does a great job of putting us in the best positions to do what we do best. But at the same time, like, there's not like, I don't think there's one person that kind of just like stands out in something. But I think that, like I said before, it's a deep room. They got guys who can play in a lot of positions and do well in a lot of positions. So I'm looking forward to going out there and being able to do that.
Is that a strength then? That there's different guys can bring different tools to different situations, I guess?
It's definitely a strength. It's definitely a strength. I think if you go and you go look at some of the best back rooms, not only in Michigan State history, but in college football, you have a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. And I think that's what this room has. We have a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. So I think the main thing here is just to continue going out and execute it and stay healthy most of all, especially in my case.
How much does the staff really stress the importance of that positional versatility?
I think Coach Rossi and Coach Smith have all said that, being able to execute in a lot of ways allows you to be successful in a lot of ways. So I think that the versatility, not only in our room, but, in the DB room and other rooms as well, definitely helps because it allows us to do a lot of different things. If you have a bunch of guys that are really good at one thing, you kind of have to only do that one thing and you become predictable. But when you have a lot of guys that can do a lot of things, you can flex it out and do different things, so that definitely helps.
Got a lot of new guys at all 3 levels. Just wondering, anybody new, freshman or transfer, that stood out to you through these last couple of weeks?
If I'm being completely honest, I can name something that everybody new has done that I'm like, oh, that's a nice play. I do think a few names that come to mind when you say guys that weren't here in the spring or really just got here. I think two guys that come to mind, like I said before, Brady Pretzlaff, who's a younger guy. I think I could speak something good about everybody in the back room.
Guys we might
But
see in September, you know,
Yeah.
that could be ready early is really more of what I'm saying.
I think the entire back room has done well. I think the inside backers, you're talking about the Mikes and Wills, I think that all four of those guys, or 5, 6 of those guys have done really well. So you're talking about the JT, Cal, Jordan Hall, Wayne, and then Brady and Marcel. I think those guys have had great camps. I think in the secondary room, I think Angelo's doing a great job, same from the league. I think Makai, who came from UCF, I think he's doing a great job. He's made a few plays, flexing some range. I always mess with him about it. I always say range in a certain way, but I think he's shown his range. He's done really, really well. But I think everybody has had their own flashes. I'm liking the defense.
I think, I'm struggling to remember the exact timeline, but you got cleared sometime in fall camp last year, was it? Is that right? Or?
Yeah, at some point. I wasn't close to where I'm at now. So the past 2 years, I mean, that first year obviously is when I got hurt. Second year, tried to come back, I wasn't really ready, and then ended up having a little setback, so I had to step out. So for me personally, I mean, my first year, I had an injury, and I kind of I asked to play. So I played sparingly my freshman year because I asked to play. They basically wanted me to redshirt, but I was like, well, I want to play. I want to do something. It was a COVID year too, so I got on the back end. So I asked to play, but I played that hurt. My second year, I'm healthy. I did great. Third year, obviously, I get hurt. Fourth year, I come back, and then wasn't really ready, and then had to step out. So for me, this is like my second year of football.
So where are you at? Just physically, how you feel right now?
I think I
compared to
feel
last-
good.
Yeah.
I think I still have room to go, but I think I'm fully capable of doing everything that I need to do. In terms of will I ever be what I was before, I don't know. I believe I can be better. Who knows? At the end of the day, all I know is I can be the best that I can be right now. Whatever that is, it's up to God, because I'm gonna do everything I can in my capability. Excuse me.
Better today than spring, because I think when you were in spring, you were telling us like 90-some%. You feel
Yeah,
better now?
I've taken a step. I've
Okay.
taken a step. For me, like I said before, top speed is really the only thing I'm really continuing to work on. Just the flexion in my knee and then the drive. I'm getting that back, but that's a process that's coming along. It's coming along well. So
How have you handled those frustrations that have come up the last couple of years?
I think the hardest thing for me is having to watch the game, knowing that I could do things, but I can't physically do it at the moment. I'm to a point now where I'm able to physically do it, so I'm thankful for that. But over the past years when I couldn't do that stuff, it was very difficult having to watch it, knowing that I could have been doing it had things not happened. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't live in the past, you can't live in regret, because if you live in regret, you can never build. And if you don't build, you know, be in that zone. So, for me, like I said before, I'm looking forward to the future. I'm in a great spot, great staff, great team. I'm looking forward to what we can do this year.
What's the biggest thing you've learned, either football or not football, through the adversity of the last 2 years?
I think, for me personally, you know, football aside, everything that I went through, it's like it always brings me back to my faith. Because no matter if it's football, if I had obviously those setbacks with my injury, even if it's like just class, like I have to write papers and you gotta do whatever you're to do. For me, it's like as much as things happen or things don't go my way, just drawing back on my faith and getting in the Word and studying. As much as I do that, it seems like everything just happens how it's supposed to happen. So when I say drawing on your faith, I mean at the end of the day, what was gonna happen was meant to happen. So it's about believing that the Lord has the right plan for you. And for me, really, I'd say this summer, when I really was just like, you know, let me get in the Word and just study and then just try to be my best self and try to inflict what the Word says. It's put me in a better headspace. I've been able to control a lot of things better, and I'm looking forward to what I can do.
According to the roster, you've lost 8 or 9 pounds since the spring. Is that about right? Or more?
What did it say?
I think it's
What did it say I was in the
I don't know what the figure was, but it seemed like it was 9 pounds less than the spring. Is that about right?
I'm about 225 right now. The last time I played healthy, I believe I was in the 210 to 215 range. Playing more backer, I'm gonna have to be a little on the heavier side, so 225 is a good weight for me. I like to play in space. I can't play in space any heavier than 230. So being where I'm at, the 225 to 230 range is a good.
You feel faster than the spring?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how much I weighed in the spring. I definitely was heavier than I was now, but I'm excited to be where I'm at right now. I'm moving around better, being able to run around and cover better, which is what I want to do. that's my best self when I'm able to fly around and make fun.
You grew up when Michigan State was, defensively was kind of in its heyday, right? Even just up to a few years ago, Michigan State ranks like within the top in the nation defensively. As being one of the toughest units. And obviously that success has slipped over the past few seasons. Just what is it? I know there's excitement around, and it's hard to say what the expectations are, what we're going to see this season, but just the excitement of trying to turn it around and get back to that identity that was so prominent within the program.
I think if you ask anybody that was in the building or a part of the program in any way, the thing that made Michigan State defense tough in every single facet was they were just some straight dogs. You can go talk to all those former Spartan dogs who played and were a part of the team. Those guys played hard. But they played hard and they executed as well. And that's the thing I was talking about before. It's not just about the effort. Yeah, great defenses all have great effort, but it's about great execution too. And that falls into knowing the details, knowing what you have to do, then going out and doing it. So I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's what we need to do. Not only just play hard, but know what we have to do, be crucial about the details, and then go out and execute. I think if we can go out and execute and be crucial about the details and execute, we're going to have great effort. But if we can go out and execute, we'll be a great defense. If we don't, then we won't. But I believe that we can.
I'm sure you've been mixing it up with some tight ends. Just what do you think about that room, but also the potential of what we'll see at that position in this offense?
I think they use the tight ends a lot. I mean, the first practice I had in the spring, they came out with a fullback. I hadn't seen a fullback in my football career.
High school.
So I mean, I think we use the tight ends a lot in a lot of ways. I think we have some great tight ends. I think we have some great tight ends who can do a lot of things. I think Jack, personally, in my opinion, is the best tight end in the country. I think Mola is a sleeper. I think a lot of people are sleeping. I think he has an opportunity to be a great player. I think Mike Rasoon is a great blocker. He has solid hands. It's like somehow will always be covered, be right on there, and somehow he ends up catching it. Still, it's crazy. I don't know how he does it, but I think we have some great guys in the room. I think we have a great room. I think we use them in a lot of ways. I'm looking forward to see how they play.
One more for Darius, and then we can win.
Who else is working at Sam with you? Wayne's not there. and-
Double A. So Aaron Alexander and Samaj Bridgman.
All right, thanks, Darius.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darius.
Thank you.